Hello, Toddbog here with Breaking the Stream, and welcome to a new Let's Play of Conquest of Elysium 4. If you haven't watched it, I just completed my Witch playthrough, so definitely check that out to see a fun little game experience. I think that one went 9 videos, so it's about average for our playthroughs in terms of speed and everything like that, but we got to see some really cool units and do some fun things there. So, on the quest to play every class at least once, we're going to go ahead and start a new game here. So, again, as always, this will be beginner friendly and will be played to completion. So, feel free to join me on this ride as I'm going to learn this new class. So first, our usual settings. We're going to do our normal large map. We're going to do a random society, and we're going to have all these as normal here. So, nothing crazy there. We're going to go ahead and do our usual assessment, which is the count difficulty. And then we're going to do 6 of the players. So those of you who don't know, this was given to me by one of my commenters. So, you know, if you are unsure about anything I'm covering here today, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I learn a lot from you guys, as well as, you know, just have fun chatting with you guys. But if you delete and then you create the AI you want and then add players, it'll copy that instead of having to go through and change all of these to count difficulty. So it's a nice little tip for those of you who aren't aware. So anyways, we do our 6 and then we go ahead and choose our class. So we've gone through a number of these classes, so we've got a handful that are left over. So for a change of pace, because we just did the Witch, which has on-the-go summons and things like that, I think our best bet is going to be the Pale ones. This is one I've been kind of looking at. One of those that is considered underpowered. It's a very tough to get a Pale one start to work. So we're gonna do our best here. Should be fun though. They have some really cool units and they have some pretty interesting things. At the core of it, Pale ones are underground. And they have gills, so they can also go into lakes, rivers, and so they're amphibious. They have a single eye, and that eye has good night vision, but doesn't do so well in the light. So therefore, unlike everybody else who will always hit, these guys miss 1 in 5, so they have an 80% hit chance. So that's one of the downsides of their units. However, their units are generally beefy and pretty powerful. And then they have magic users that can gather gems, so we're going to be collecting gems as income and use those for summons, so you can see some pretty interesting things. There's definitely some parallels with what the Warlock class does in that regard, but yeah, there's some pretty cool things, and you get a big bruiser type, not as good as the Troll King, but a big bruiser type to kind of start out to help you hopefully gain an advantage in the early part. So abilities, the King of the Deep is very tough. Oracles and Earth Readers gather gems. Gems can be used for magic rituals. However, most Pale ones have poor sight, which hamper them in combat. So that's who we're choosing. So it should be fun. We're going to make sure they're unique random players. So just in case you weren't aware, there's a few Easter egg classes out there. We saw one in one of my playthroughs. I'm trying to remember which one now. I think it was... Maybe it was my first Senator playthrough, so if you haven't checked that out, definitely give that a whirl. But there was an Archmage class, which is hidden, and then there's another one called the Beholder King, and then there's a Goblin King. So I always put this as unique random players in the hope that we'll see those additional classes, so we'll see. All right, we'll go ahead and hit start, and we'll do a run-through of our forces and what we can recruit. We always name ourselves after me. Oh, if I can type today. There we go. Old Toddbog, what am I? The King of the Deep. So, as you can see, this is our big bruiser guy. He does 1 attack, which can be a detriment. He does 1 to 27 damage. He has 2 armor plus a shield, so a shield will block. Armor way it works is basically you subtract the armor value from the damage of the attack, and that'll be what you take. So shields block 0 to 1, so it rolls a die, and 50% of the time it'll block damage. And the way armor works is you'll block, as you can see at the bottom there, reduce by the armor value minus 0 to 1, so you roll a die as well. So for calculation purposes, I'll basically use this as a base chance. So it blocks 2 to 3 damage, which is good. Has 125 hit points, which is fantastic. And has fire and cold resistance, and he has that bad sight, so he misses 1/5 of his attacks. So pretty good. Giant size definitely has its own benefits as well. which we'll see in just a little bit. But yeah, oldest among the race of ancient beings, the King of the Deep is prophesied to lead the Pale Ones in Conquest of Elysium and die a martyr's death in the process. That is actually very true, and we'll probably see that in this video too. We've been told by the dwarves that the lore concerning the future of the Pale Ones is limited, but it would seem that the Pale Ones themselves put a lot of trust in foretellings and readings of fate. This should be expected from a race with lengthy lifespans and slow wits. The King of the Deep was until recently just a myth, but some time ago one of our minds was attacked by an army of Pale Ones led by a tremendously large, bronze-armored giant. See picture. The Pale Ones were thought to be peaceful, albeit protective of their homes like badgers, but this new development indicates that there's a new will stirring in the halls of the deeper earth. If it is the emergence of the king, or if it's some more sinister power at work, we do not know. One way or another, the king must be linked to the recent aggression of the Pale Ones. So, cool. So we also get Vassalheart, the Earth Reader. So this is our caster. He's got Strength, so he makes our guy stronger, and Earth Grip, which will hold a person in place. Neither are great spells, but, you know, it is what we get. More importantly, you'll see in a little bit, he does other things. So he sits in the back ranks as a caster type. He's got no armor and you know, a decent amount of hit points. He actually does not have bad eyesight, so there you go. I don't know if it's the magic supplementing it or what, but yeah, so they're going to be important because of the next part here, which is the special powers. So, you get special powers which allow you to do things like awaken guardians, which creates guardian statues. When they approach, they'll begin to move and fight the intruders. So it basically allows you to cast a defensive structure using emeralds here. And then you have rituals of mastery. So he's an earth reader, so he's going to use emeralds. There's going to be different elements, and they'll use different colored gems as well. So, but as you can see, he can learn new spells with these rituals of mastery. The lesser one gives you new level 1. Ritual of Mastery here, if I get to 60 gems and use it, we'll turn him into a level 2 caster, so you'll get additional spells and get access to more advanced rituals and such. So it'll be a while before we reach that, but it's good to know. 1 Pyromancer and a bunch of Gobos, and he's got a bottle of Demon Blood for Infernal bonus, huh? That's a shame. 1 to 3 damage, cast Strain Life. Okay. So the Pyromancer would die pretty quickly to us, but he would do some massive damage, and that's a lot of Gobos too. So, anyways, so those are our leaders. In terms of what we have for an army, as you can see, we have Pale Ones, which have a decent amount of hit points. Again, that bad eyesight, and they throw rocks, and they have their spears. So, pretty basic. These guys are a little bit better because they have the base armor and the shield, but otherwise they do the same damage and they don't throw the rocks. And I think that's all we got right now. And then you go to the recruits. So this is what we can purchase. It's 50 gold, which is standard, and it looks like you get 5 or each, and then you need iron for the more advanced ones. The ones you usually want to try and get to if you have the iron is the Cavern Guard, because they have the halberds, which do a good chunk of damage, so 1 to 9, and they have the 2 armor and 12 hit points. So otherwise, between the Pale Ones and the Pale One soldiers, if you have abundance of iron, you're better off using them on Cavern Guard. So I think Pale Ones are going to be our choice, just because they also throw rocks, which is helpful. And the Pale Ones, yeah, they all have the same hit points. I don't think there's any difference, yeah, otherwise. So the only difference is the 1 additional armor. So eventually in the future, you won't be recruiting either of them. So I think that is my thought anyways. We do want this iron mine, so what we're going to do I want to bring Vassalheart? No, Vassalheart can't really provide much. So we're going to transfer our forces here. Yep, we're going to do that. And I think we're just going to crash into this right away. Alright, so we got a guard tower with, essentially they're halflings, but they're called Hoburgers. They have crossbows, which attack every other round. And do 1 to 4 damage, so this is a pretty dangerous spot to begin. They also have these clockwork soldiers, which if you play the Hoburger or watch my Hoburger playthrough, you can see what they do, but these guys are pretty rough because they have the 4 armor. Not so bad for my king, but other factions would have a lot of trouble breaking through on that armor. Alright, let's do some scouting real quick, and we'll return home. Home, unfortunately, takes all our action points. So the boots on the bottom you see there I'll show you what action points it costs. So getting this right here costs us 3 action points. This right here is 3 action points, but it's giving us emeralds, which will be useful for Basil Heart for sure. So I think that is all we need to cover. So we're going to go ahead and end turn, and we'll kind of get through. Just letting you guys see the combat. As you see, goblins aren't much. However, the King of the Deep could take forever, and with a pyromancer there constantly spitting fire, it probably would have killed him. So, but we got ourselves the Rod of Death and a bottle of demon blood. So we get those magic items as we take them from people. Don't want the Rod of Death on you, so let's put it on you instead. Only because I don't remember how casting works with that. The demon blood's probably not going to be useful for us at all, but you know, it is something to keep in mind. Alright, so we're going to continue exploring. We'll go ahead and grab this village. Basil Heart, might as well come up here. Hopefully that boar doesn't attack you, because that would be bad. Alright, we'll come and take this farm. Nice and easy. Autumn's here. Alright, cool. So, Basil Heart. You're just going to do some things. Alright, good. We got ourselves another mine. Ogres are pretty rough. They've got a lot of hit points and they hit pretty hard. 1 to 15 damage. Oh, when you see this, it says 1 to 7 plus 8. The 8 is added to the 7 to create a die that is 1 through 15, or a 15-sided die. So you're rolling 1 through 15, not 1 to 7 adding 8. So it's not a huge bonus. It just gives you a bigger range to do the damage and everything. So that's something to keep in mind. Ew, these guys are hanging out. They're probably going to take my stuff, but well, they're not near it yet. But yeah, let's go ahead and crash the silver mine. Ooh, village. Okay, good. We're finding some stuff. Lake Troll. It's kind of rough because he regenerates, but that's what trolls do, right? All right. So we'll go ahead and end turn here. So, yeah, so we're just cutting through them pretty easily. He doesn't have anything else. He's just a bigger version. So we're going to probably walk up and crush him. Now, these walls, normally you have to walk around, but because he's giant size, he ignores them. So he just walks right up onto the wall and just starts swinging. So we lost a number of people there. We had to switch our Rod of Death, unfortunately, but we did get the silver mine. So now our gem income is really good. At this point, Basil Heart is going to flee back because we're going to have to do some cleaning up of our area pretty soon. For now, though, we're going to go ahead and crush this. Oh, we got a Hoburg village as well. They've got a number of troops there. Nothing too scary, but as you can see, our numbers have depleted a bit for sure. So, all right, we'll go ahead and end turn. So the one thing you'll see is that other than those slings, we don't really have archery. In other words, we don't have ranged attacks, which can be problematic. So, all right, let's go. So he's a caster. He does spiritism. That can be problematic for our group, but we should be able to take him with this group here. Basil Heart. We'll awaken Guardians, I think, once, just to make sure we don't lose this. So the way you lose the game is you lose it by either running out of leaders or running out of citadels. And, okay, yeah, that's going to be bad. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, we're down to just our king again. So, in this case, we don't have anything guarding our cavern, and we got enemies coming near us. So, we're going to have to do a recruit. Luckily, we have the iron here, so we're going to just do pale ones, because at this point, their survivability isn't that much different. Now that I'm by myself, though, I am hurt, so I got to heal. That's going to take some time. However, oh my god, what diseased me? That sucks. He's going to die eventually, because he will never heal, so that sucks. But anyways, so yeah, he's really destined to die. But since he's giant size, all movement is reduced by 1 to a minimum of 1. So these snowy plains would normally be a 2 movement thing, but it'll only cost us 1 movement to do. So 3 bandits and slingers, huh? This is already turning out rough. Let's do exploring right now. I don't think we'd be able to bruise through them quick enough. Although, oh wait, he does have the staff, which does drain life. So, well, let's see. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if that helps. Basil Heart, you can go ahead and use your special powers to awaken guardians. Alright, there we go. So the guardian is a statue. So it has this stationary, so it can't move in the world map, so it's stuck here. But it does 1 to 20 damage, and it's pierce and slash resistant, so this should be sufficient to hold off any enemy attacks for now, which is good. So we definitely need to keep making those gems. You know what? Let's go ahead and transfer these guys. And Basil Heart, why don't you go ahead and bring them over, just in case. We don't want to lose our king too early. Okay. One ancient pale one, so that would be nice, but we don't have the gold for it. So we get special recruits occasionally. So as you can see, this guy here is a special recruit that isn't available all the time, but will occasionally show up. So you generally want to save some gold for those special recruits. But okay, yeah, you did a little healing, but yeah, disease will basically cause damage. You'll take 1 point of damage every turn until you die. So it sucks that we got disease so early, but what are you gonna do? We have the boar we can chase after. We're already down one guy from before, so we're going to move back here for now, just for safety purposes, and we'll see about tackling things soon. We do need to explore, though, because we definitely don't have any action points here. One giant mantis, huh? Oh, we'll come down here. Oh, it's a monkey. Okay, cool. Spring is here. Alright. So we'll go ahead and scout. So that's a destroyed jungle, so that's a tricky one. But we'll scout down here and then we'll come kill the monkey. Again, more Hoburgers. That giant mantis is not really a concern. Let's see. Let's do a lesser ritual of mastery. Lesser lava summoning, so can take control over a small amount of fire beings, so we'll be able to do that next round, and hopefully we'll be able to get some more gems shortly. So alright, we'll go ahead and turn. Okay, ancient pale one, so let's go ahead and grab that one. So he has 2 armor, 55 hit points, and then all the usual effects, but he hits for 1 to 16, so really good. So we'll grab him. It does cost a chunk, but as you can see, he's a little bit smaller, but very effective as a fighter, so very cool to have him. Basil Heart, you're going to use that lesser lava summoning. Alright, so we got ourselves some fire elementals now, which is good. Lesser fire elementals just hit for 1 to 7 damage. But they're ethereal, so 75% of the time they'll just be missed. So the enemy will have a hard time hitting them, which is useful. Very useful against big bruisers like this guy, because they only get 1 attack. So if they're only hitting one attack at a time, then that's not good for them. Definitely don't want to deal with these poison guys. They're just not worth it. Okay, there we go. We got 13 units. That's way too many, unfortunately, for him to take by himself. But that will give us some more rubies. So, alright, let's go ahead and transfer you. Yeah, it's going to be too much for us to take on. Because these are the guys with halberds, so they hit hard. Darn it. Okay, let's go kill this mantis. We need to do that. And we'll go ahead and turn. That way it doesn't take my mines and stuff. Oh, the ancient hurler I wanted to show off as well. So the ancient hurler is your siege weapon. So they essentially get to attack by throwing this boulder. Does 1 to 13 damage every 2 rounds. You get 15 rounds in the beginning of a combat when you're sieging something like this tower over here. And so he'll basically throw a boulder 7 times, hitting random enemies, and then the actual fight starts. He actually still throws boulders. So he's one of your few ranged attackers for sure. So, all right, what can we do? 2 giant scorpions, huh? Yeah. Let's see. Just making sure our cavern is as protected as we're going to expect at this time. So I think we're going to walk across the desert. Normally the desert takes extra action points, but because we're giant, we don't have to worry about it. So we eliminated that. That might be too much. These guys are really weak, but the ants are problematic, and then they have a caster as well. So we're not going to deal with them right now. Okay. Ooh, perfect. Gem deposit. We can definitely take that. It'll help us get more gems, and we can use that. So, all right. We'll go ahead and turn. Bumper harvest. So income from farms and Hobart villages are doubled. Pale 1 scout for 23. So the scouts are the only way you can spot invisible units. Which I don't quite understand how a scout works in this game, but since they all have bad eyesight, so does he have like 2 eyes? Or, well, I guess we can take a look. Let's take a look. Even if inferior race evolved from intelligent worms can see the need for good information, how the Pale 1 Scout managed to perform the task is still a mystery, considering the limits of their 1 eye. There is also indication that some spark of the Olmec mind still resides in the brain of the Pale 1s. If so, it's possible that the Scouts are gifted individuals with the ability to sense minds in their vicinity. However, it's more likely they use their affinity for slow movement in the dark to avoid detection while observing enemies with their big black eye. So, yeah, okay, so... yeah, he's stealthy, so it's hard for the enemy to see him unless they have some sort of sight, and then he can see invisible enemies as well, so that'll be useful later. But we're going to save up because we need the armies first. 1 lion tribe warrior just hanging out in the jungle, 4 over here, so we could take them out. How are we doing on hit points? Down to 66. Luckily we have this drain life staff, so... oh, what is that? Stonehenge. Okay. Stonehenge is interesting. I don't want to use it. I'll tell you about it in just a sec here. Let me just go ahead and do this. One thing to denote. So it does 1 to 4 damage. So he rolls a 4-sided die essentially, and that's the damage you do. However, the game has what we call open-ended rolls. So if you roll a 4, you then roll another d4, or you roll another damage die, and subtract 1 from that roll and add that to your roll. And technically, if you roll a 4 on that one, you can keep going and going and going. So technically, there is a chance you can hit for a massive amount as a standard spearman. But theoretically, that's a theoretical. More reality is you don't. But that allows you to overcome sometimes a higher armor value and things like that. So just in case you're curious. Alright, managed to hit my fire elemental. 25% chance, and he hit it. The fire elementals do not heal, so that damage is permanent, unfortunately. So, whatever. Alright, let's see. My king... let's just continue exploring, shall we? Alright, trolls are too much for my guy, because they regenerate, and they hit pretty hard themselves. So, yep, that's a big no. We're finding a lot of things that we're not going to be able to take out. These are monkeys. Monkeys are not a problem. The caster... oh, no, he's just the Lion King. Okay. I think we could take that out. That's an easier one, actually. So let's do the easy one first. Hopefully get some... life from the drain life on the staff. And just keep trying that. Oh, yeah. So Stonehenge, if you step on it, you can use it as a special... essentially think of it like a special event. And that special event will allow you to extend winter to make it longer. I don't want that because that makes it slower, but you know, that is a possibility. Creeping Doom, don't fight this. It is immune to normal damage. It's invulnerable. So we could hit it with magic, and it doesn't have a lot of hit points. So if we have magic attacks or magic weapons, especially if we have fire, great. But otherwise, it's just a swarm of insects that that attack, and you can't hit it with normal weapons, and that's all we got right now. So that's a big no. All right, our first opponent, an elemental warlock. Sorry, And the Warlock is already doing better than we are. So they've got themselves a big old Earth Elemental with a high armor. Does this attack. I wonder if we're dead. Hope we're not dead, but I wonder if we're dead. Let's go ahead and... Oh, no, we're going to save our gold for special recruit if possible at home. Okay, that actually lost us life. That's fantastic. An Ancient Pale One and a Seal Guard. Alright, what's a Seal Guard do? Seal Guard. Okay, 3 armor, 60 hit points, and hits for 1 to what, 25. That's pretty good. So yeah, he's a good one. It costs a lot of iron, but yeah, or we do the Ancient Pale One. He's a little less good. Yeah, no, let's do the Seal Guard. We're gonna do that. That's worth it. Alright, so we got this Lion Tribe village. That gets us gold, so that's good, but luckily the Warlock left us alone, but we're not in a good spot right now. We need more of everything right now. Alright. That'll be too much for me, but that's a source of diamonds. Watchtower would be too much for me. Yeah, this sucks that he got diseased so early on. Can't use him right. Yeah, that Warlock would crush us. Ancient One. We do have the gold, so we could do something with that. Alright. A bunch of roaming things that are powerful enough to be annoying. 2 deer, or we're going to use our special power instead. Let's see. Where do I save up for the Ritual of Mastery? Let's do that. Good. Okay, lesser deep summoning. Okay, I'll need the action point later for that. Okay, good. We took a chance, and we won there, so that's good. Alright, so the Mantis are... Yeah. Just terrible. Okay. Alright. Pale One Commander. We're going to probably need that. Or we go with the Ancient Pale One right now. We're going to go with the Commander. I haven't seen a Commander recruit, and we're going to need it to bring our army out again. And, of course, the Ant takes our stuff. Alright, let's use your special powers. Let's do a Lesser Deep Summoning. Sweet. Okay. We'll do it a couple more times because we need to buff this army. Okay. So we'll take a look at what we got there. So we got these Cave Grubs. They've got just a lot of hit points and a Corrosive Bite. So they do 1 to 7 damage and 1 to 5 acid damage, armor negating. So that's really good. They have tunneling, so we can use that to go through underground once we get to that. But they're slow, so they're going to slow us down, and mindless. They have blunt resistance and charm immunity. So we got a couple of those. And we got this Cave Cow, which spits. So it's a range of 3, does 1 to 7 damage, armor negating, so it ignores armor, and it's got a Corrosive Bite if things get up close. So 21 hit points, not bad. So we've really improved our army here a little bit. So now we can use it to march out and find new things here. Gemspine right now only has 1 thing he can bring out, so we're going to just leave that be for now. And we're going to sentry him up so we don't have to worry about him. Over here at this point, I mean, he's going to slowly die. He's got 27 turns left before he's dead. There's just no cure for disease, unfortunately, so... Unless I can find some sort of amulet of regeneration, I think. He's going to come and just recapture these things here. We need to continue exploring. Actually, with this force here, we should be able to take out this Hoberg village, so we'll do that. And we'll end turn. So, magic-wise, he has Bark Skin and Poison Vine. So, Poison Vine's rough, because obviously poison, but as you can see, that poison was slowly killing my guy, but we managed to survive, so that's good. Alright, so we got that. The ants decided to take up residence here, of course, so we'll go ahead and take them out. You have the movement to come and grab this. More ants. Just ants everywhere. They're fantastic. Alright, we'll go ahead and turn. Alright, another warlock. Yeah, I don't think we're in a good spot here, because that warlock is Warlock of the Earth. Okay, he has more traditional army right now. We can crush that if we can get Basil Heart down. So we'll just do that. So we can tunnel downward. So that's kind of cool. We may use that. Let's see. We'll go ahead and do a lesser deep summoning. Get ourselves another cow. That works. And then you, sir, just need to explore while your life is still pumping through your bones here. Alright, an ancient commander and a wealthy merchant is from a land across the sea is traveling through the country, come ashore in the west. Okay, so what do we have up here? We have dwarves, always dwarves. We need our gems, so we're going to come down and we're going to use your special powers again. Okay, another cave cow. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Alright, and what? The ancient commander is bigger. He's got 2 armor and he's got himself a 2-handed weapon, so he does 1 to 25 damage. No shield though, but that's not bad. I think at this point we might need the cavern guard though. We need more attacks rather than 1 more powerful attack, so we'll go ahead and do that for now. We'll end turn. Did something take my mines? I haven't checked. Got a bunch of stuff we can't afford. Let's see. I got this mine. I thought I got another mine. Oh, it was down here, and yeah, it did get taken. Fantastic. Alright. Okay, there's a city. That'll be nice to have, but it's all protected by Hoburgers. So this this map appears to be themed. Oh, Old Castle Ruin. Of course. I should have known. It appears to be themed. Sometimes you'll see a theme where one particular race, it's usually humans, own the map, but in this particular case, they appear to have been controlled by the Hoburgers. So we may find a capital or a capitalium controlled by them, more likely a capital, and we'll look at that when we see it. So, all right, go ahead and recruit. So the Earth Reader would be nice. That's Geomancy. But we don't have the gold for it. And the Seal Guard would be nice, but we don't have the iron for it. And we can't do Cavern Guard right now, so I think we'll wait and see what we get. Oh, yeah, the other one is the Pale One Commander, but not worth the gold cost right now, so. Alright. Yep, he's gonna die. And he turned himself into a ghoul. That sucks. I should have taken the magic items from him, but yeah, what are you going to do? Yep, that one decided to go onto Stonehenge, so that makes that easy. I do want to come back and take that iron mine, so let's go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and do another lava deep summoning, because this is going to be the only way we're going to get our armies at this point. Okay. So, alright. Oh. Down to 2 commanders right now. Ancient Hurler might be useful to get at this point. Let's see. Yeah, that's all you can do. So let's use your special powers to do a lesser lava summoning. Okay. Yeah, let's get ourselves the Ancient Hurler. He only costs gold, right? So yeah, we got somebody that can throw boulders now. So we got a small force here, Gem Spine. Let's see, you can grab that Hurler as well. And at this point, we'll want to come down and grab that mine if we can. And you're good, so we're going to end turn. We are not... I'm not feeling confident about this start, let me tell you. Oh yeah, that's right. There were 13 units on there. And they're going to be better than me, so we're just going to go here. So we just have this mine here, huh? Make sure I didn't miss something here. Nope. Okay. At this point, you're going to come back here, or home soon. Let's go ahead and use your special powers to do a lesser deep summoning. More cows. Okay. And we can keep saving up to get some more Pale One soldiers, I think. Unless, can I get the reader? Nope. Earth reader? Nope. Okay. So, go ahead and end turn. Yep, and you took my stuff. I need to wait a turn anyways. So, let's see. Why are we... Oh, no, we're not down. Okay. So, we'll do that. Your 4 Lion Tribe Warriors will die. And I'll get that under our control. And just double check. No special recruits. Alright. Sweet. Nice and easy there. Alright. Ancient Hurler and a Seal Guard. Oh yeah, that's right. They don't tell you the iron cost. So you can't do the Seal Guard. Another Ancient Hurler might be useful. Let's do that. Get some more range for this group since we've got a decent melee line. Not the best, but, you know, decent. Range attack would be useful. Just go ahead and step on there. Transfer the Hurler. And, yeah, we'll probably be able to do another recruit after. Yep, you can't kill the trolls, but we can kill the giant spider for now, and we'll probably come down and kill these guys, too. Every little bit counts. Alright. Ancient Pale One. 15. Let's see, he hits harder again, but the Cavern Guard are going to be more useful. Just because we'll have more of them. And now we have a full front line, finally. Let's see, we have everybody else under our control. Perfect. And we can't really do anything else, so let's go ahead and use our special powers to do a lesser deep summoning. Good. More ranged is great. Gem Spine, you're going to crash here, and we'll end turn. Okay. We're starting to get our system going. Yeah. They're on the walls. That's interesting. Because they're ethereal, they can do that, but... Alright. Can't afford to do any more recruiting, so we're going to go ahead and move out. And I think we'll crush this giant ant first. And then you guys, we need to explore some more, so let's just move this way, and we're going to move down here. Okay. Let's see how powerful you've become here. 19 units, you're getting your elementals. So, yep, you're far too powerful for my little tiny force of 8 units here. We got some good forces there, but just the elementals are tough. Water elemental just has a good amount of hit points, but it's resistant to all damage channels that we do. Rock elemental is got good armor, and it hits in a cone of 3, so it hits 3 targets. And then, of course, the Warlock himself has magic. Geomancy level 2, so... yep, we don't want any of that, which is why we were coming down this way anyways. Can't take on Umbrals. All these points of interest are very well protected. Like this Hoburg village, 4 trolls sitting on it. That's just insane, all told. Let's see. I guess we can start moving over here. We'll recapture our Hoburg village, and then I'll do an explorer here. We got to kind of avoid the Warlock, and hopefully he'll get tangled with somebody else. But right now we can't handle him. So, more cows. That's good. And yeah, we'll go ahead and end turn. All right. I think we're going to call it here. It's gone a little longer than I expected anyways. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is definitely a new class. As you can see, there's definitely some challenges. Your big unit doesn't regenerate, and getting diseased early on like that was a huge blow to keeping him around, because he's great for scouting things out. Oh, there was a mine I missed out on. I'm an idiot. All right. All right, we need that mine more than anything else because it's 2 gems. Yeah, if you did like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, as it means a lot. And we're going to do our best to try and pull a win out of this one. It's going to be rough, but we're going to do what we can. So with that, I will catch you guys next time.